All right, well, welcome everybody. I wanted to talk this morning about a Disney phrase, and Disney is an incredible company if you study them for a lot of reasons, a lot of different reasons, but primarily today, they have a saying amongst the company, and it's a theme really: do the basics brilliantly. And if you understand, Chevrolet has done a lot with tying in with Disney and their philosophy. But some of the highlights, I think, in the Disney organization, first of all, is their training. When they hire somebody on, they go through rigorous selection process, obviously, but then they send the new employee, or in their case, the new team member, cast member, to weeks of doing nothing but training. So before they even step foot in a park to serve anybody, they've gone through an extensive training program that I think is to be bragged about and is studied by other companies throughout the world. And when they do this training, they teach these new cast members, and they call them cast members because they teach that when they're in the park working for them, that they're to be as though they are on stage in a performance. And really, that is the genius of it. That they go and focus in on the customer experience so much that they would spend weeks of solid training and have the vision ingrained into the associates what was important to provide a maximum customer experience. And those of you that have been to Disney would know that they have literally thousands of folks doing nothing but walking around picking up small scraps of paper or trash that might be on the ground. They're on the cleanup continually of that park. Why do they focus so much attention on training? Why do they focus so much attention on being so clean? And it is to provide the maximum customer experience. And let's bring that dial in a little bit closer on that. From the moment someone enters one of their amusement parks, if you look at it, experience it, if you have experienced it, go back in your mind, the entire events were focused on what that customer experience was. Obviously well thought out organizationally, well thought out where you want to have snack stands, water fountains, restroom facilities. Everything is detailed out. There's nothing left to be by chance. You're going into Disney World, and you're going to have, as far as their efforts, the maximum customer experience. And they really focus in on this experience to drive people back to the park. Now, in the automotive world, I'd love to say it is that easy for us. In the car business, there's a big difference here with the customer experience. And when you look at, initially, you're going to Disney World to have some fun. You're going to Disney World to spend a great time with the family. And in our case, something broke. You got to get your oil changed. There's nothing fun or exciting about considering going to a dealership. And then how do we take that something broke. I've got to inconvenience my day and still provide the maximum customer experience. And I do think that one of the dealership's weaknesses is that we don't focus in enough on that customer experience. What are you doing as a dealership to provide a wonderful customer experience to those coming into service? And some of my favorite things, why wouldn't we have a little refrigerator full of assorted juices like grape juice or little bottles of orange juice and some of these assorted beverages, maybe some sodas and some yogurt cups or fruit cups? Why wouldn't we have assorted muffins in the morning or donuts available to our customers instead of having a 15-year-old soda pop machine trying to get $1.50 for a can of pop or a bottle of water while they wait for their car to be serviced? We should be focused in instead on what can the dealership do to provide the kind of customer experience that turns a negative situation into a positive event. Now, I've seen a lot of different ideas in dealerships. Some, the snack bar, where they actually have a restaurant in the facility, and one even boasted that they had a movie theater for waiters, that so if you brought your vehicle in for service, you could go in and spend time in their movie theater. Now, most of us don't have the size for a restaurant or a movie theater, but a basket full of snacks, one of those little refrigerators with the glass front that probably cost $100 at Sam's Club with some assorted beverages. These are simple things that make a big difference. What about the kids area? Now, I think that when the dealership places a special attention on children in the facility, every customer wins. Because when you get a waiting area full of anxious kids running around yelling and screaming, it not only puts the mother at a stressful point, it puts the other customers at a stress point. When's the last time any of you took 10 minutes to go sit in your customer waiting area? Are the seats comfortable? Are the magazines current? Do they have a beverage available that's not for sale? Do they have some muffins or some fresh-baked cookies, some donuts, snack choices that help them occupy their time? Really need to focus in on what we can do to enhance the customer experience. But what are our basics that we need to focus in on? What are the basics that we should be doing brilliantly for our customers? When that customer comes in, there's got to be a process, a customer intake process that's not deviated on, that addresses their issues at the car. If they come in and the customer says they have a loose door handle, go to the vehicle and have the customer show you what their concerns are. We need to be working the customer intake process without fail. It's a basic. We need to do that brilliantly. What about the appointment that we made for that customer? Or did 10 people show up all at once for that appointment? Did we have a situation where we couldn't properly care for the customer because of poor scheduling? Did we call the customer to remind them of their appointment the day before? Did we call the customer to inform them the parts were in? You see, these are our basics. And when we drop the ball on the basics, how can we provide a reasonable customer experience? What about the training for your staff? Another basic, right? The day of turning an advisor loose on the counter, first day one, not knowing how to use the computer, not knowing anything about customer care, what the expectations are, what the processes are. To turn them loose on day one and say they're a service advisor, taking care of our customers, what are the chances of providing and maximizing a customer care experience? And this is aggravated because the truth is we have people that had something break. This is not a Disney World experience. Something broke. They need maintenance, and yet we aggravate it repeatedly, time and time again, every day, by not focusing in on what our basics are and what we need to do brilliantly to provide the kind of customer care they expect and really they deserve. So when you look at your dealership operations today, I challenge you, look at the way you are doing the basics. Identify where you're weak and don't accept weak processes that provide a horrible customer experience. Let's maximize it by focusing in on the basics of our day-to-day operations and have nothing less than to do them brilliantly. All right, Mike, let's open up the lines and ask if there's any comments or questions with today's call. If you do have a question, you can identify yourself by pushing the number 1 on your phone. I'll raise a hand for our moderator, Mike, to see you. But right now, the lines are open, and if you have any questions or comments, you can just talk.
That was a good session and a lot of great points, and I hope that those who weren't able to be on the call this morning will be able to pick up and give it a listen to at their convenience, because it's a mighty powerful message, and it will certainly elevate their position in dealership competition.
Yeah. Thank you for that comment. And anyone else?
Tamala, did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to say I appreciate your time and you taking time out to give us all this information, because it is really helpful. And I remember when I worked for American Express, they had a lot of similarities in the training, the extensive training that you received at American Express.
Yeah.
We even got online. You know what I mean? So it was very interesting. Thank you. And my husband went to the Disney training down in Disney.
Oh, okay. That was good. That's good training to have. Thank you for those kind comments.
True.
We love sharing information.
I just want to say thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you, and everybody have a great day.
You too.